Hello everybody, this is Jeffrey GT7 and welcome to the episode. In this episode we're going to be using the Aston Martin DP100 VGT at Le Mans, not Tokyo Expressway for this episode. So in this episode I'll be covering on how to get the car and the build, and of course show you guys gameplay of the race itself. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into the episode. So in order for you to find the car, just simply go to Brand Central, go to Aston Martin, and here it is right here. The DP100 VGT, a really great car to choose for basically the three main money races, apart from Sardinia. But I do know for a fact that both Le Mans and Tokyo Expressway are really good choices for this car. The only con I can think of for this car is, of course, the price at 1,000,000 credits. But once you do replenish your money just by racing this car, you should get your money back pretty quickly. So here's the build overall. I have, for this particular build, racing medium tires for this build. But if you want to do racing hards, you can as well. Just make sure you have a set for dry weather conditions and a set for wet driving conditions, because Le Mans has a tendency to have a pattern of starting on dries, and then around lap 3, sometimes you will get some rain, and then that stint lasts at least 2 or 3 laps, depending on how much rain you get in the area. And right at the finish of the race, it will go back to dry conditions. So if you want to go ahead, just pause the episode and just copy down the numbers. It's pretty simple overall. All we just did was remove some power from the power restrictor and removed some power from the output adjustment. And we actually add some weight to the car to 21, and that's going to be it for the main build itself. So after you go ahead and get your build all situated, we can now make our way to the track to get this race started. And trust me, just as good as it is to race into Expressway, it's going to be a bullet in this track as well. And not to mention, but also this car has one really good benefit, would be the fuel as well. Now if you guys would remember, this car, you can basically do a non-stop run at Tokyo Expressway thanks to the good fuel mileage in that race. And apparently in this race as well, you could go an average of 3 to 4 laps depending on what map setting you put your car in. But for us, we're going to have our map setting to number 1 all the way from start to finish. So our average is going to be about 3 laps, unless we do get some weather that will allow us to change tires. But as you can see, within less than a minute, we're going to be well within, looks like, the top 5 as we get to the main straight. And this car, like I mentioned before, is a complete bullet. One tip I would say is whenever you do change gears, you have to really hear the turbo wind. You can't really go by the RPM tracker, otherwise speed is going to be pretty much well stalled out, and you will not really get the most speed you possibly could out of the car. And as you can see, as we're about to finish up the first chicane of the lap, we're going to quickly take the lead away from the Suzuki Swift, and from that point on, we just basically ran away from the field very easily. Lap 3, we actually ran into some rain, and as you can also tell, the car no longer wants to steer because of the slick tires on a wet track. Now, thankfully for the benefit for us, we do have an all-wheel drivetrain car, which actually does help us a little bit when it comes to that battle between slicks versus wet track. We do manage to go pit road very safely and very quickly. We got ourselves lucky compared to the rest of the competitors. The competitors are literally stranded in the track. They're not even halfway through the track yet. So just imagine the pain and agony of going through this track very slowly with a set of either soft, mediums, or hards. But as you may guess, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves a new batch of inters. I usually would choose inters over wets because knowing that the track will eventually dry up, and you will see the track conditions change overall. And I think inters overall will be a better tire choice in this race rather than wets. So we're going to go ahead, get our tires, and we're going to go ahead also and refill our car up 100% on fuel, and then that will then begin our stint 2 in this race. As we come on the track, you can see we got dark blues around the area, so we're going to be in this condition for quite a while. Actually, on lap number 5, we actually did find ourselves in a weird scenario. Lap 5, we took out an AI. You can see the Aston Martin spinning out in the background, and we need a clear picture of what happened. Well, this is actually what happens whenever when you chase down AI drivers that stay on slicks. So you can see the Aston Martin is still on racing slicks, and you can see the Aston Martin braked very early heading into the first hairpin. Now you'll see that here comes this Lancer Evo, gives it a little shot to the rear end, and we come on by and just really finish the job and take out the Aston Martin out of the equation in that turn. So quite bad timing for us to be there at that particular spot of the track, but sometimes that will happen. But after that, we actually do manage to keep going. Fast forward to lap number 5, and this is going to be our last pit stop for the race. You can see the track is beginning to dry up a little bit. The rain did manage to finally stop, and you can tell the skies are actually turning blue. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves a new batch of medium slicks. Now we are taking a risk pit stop, even though we actually have officially lapped the whole entire field once. There is still some spots on the track that it's actually still enters is the tire choice to be on. But as you can see from the timer clock, we got ourselves right around below 5 minutes. So I'm going to do is, of course, change our tires and refill the car up with fuel, even though I probably could fill it up 1.5 laps remaining of fuel. But the reason I'm doing that is just simply to add time for us. That way when we actually do get back to the start finish line, we can actually just finish up the race right then and there, rather than just doing another full lap. So as we get our pit stop complete, finished up, as we get out of the pit road, we're going to immediately find ourselves pretty much regretting our choice of switching into slicks. Now we are going to go to the dark groove, and even with us being outside the groove, the car actually loses control. We spin out very easily. As you can see, the rest of the leaders, they actually did manage to go on the pit road, but for us, we had to just be a little bit on the Jill side. I do know that some parts of the track are a bit drier than where we're at right now in the front stretch, but thankfully after going through this section of the track, and once we get to the main straight of the Muscatine straight, it did begin to dry up and actually did become more of a dry condition than an intermediate condition. So as we about to finish up the last lap of the race, we got ourselves just a couple seconds to go. We're going to almost blew it and almost actually complete the lap. Actually did manage to stop ourselves. We're going to stop right at the edge of that start finish line, wait till that clock hits 0, gas it back up, and then that's going to be it for us to finish up the race. And I'm pretty sure some of you guys may have done it in the past as well. Very successful, quick run overall with the Aston Martin VGT DP100. So if you're tired of using this car at Took Expressway, then this track would be a great car to use for another alternative way to farm some credits. So we got ourselves that clean race bonus, and that's going to be it for the episode. So here's the next preview of the next episode. I've actually had somebody request me to do the Re-Amera RX-7 at Took Expressway, and for this particular car, I actually did my best to not only copy Kokibon's AI livery, but also try my best to actually copy his setup too. So I'm going to go into detail of how it all works in the next episode, but hopefully you guys in fact enjoyed today's episode. If you guys like to see more of my content later down the road, why not go ahead and hit the subscribe channel as well. If you have any other suggestions of what you'd like to see for a particular build, especially if it's one of the money races, I'll be more than glad to do it. And with that all being said, hopefully you guys have a great rest of the day or night. There's the last episode. You want to check it out. There it is. And hopefully you guys have a great one, and I'll see you guys later, and take care.